when Israel has blown up yet another, orphanage or whatever. That's Donald Trump's own version of like passive voice, but he's obviously incapable of writing in passive voice because he's not the New York Times editor, right? Like the New York Times editor has spent decades upon decades correcting and perfecting its passive voice when it comes time to like writing about police involved shooting incidents, right? As though bullets materialize out of thin air. And the same thing for Israel, right? So when Donald Trump tries to do that, it just comes across very funny. Like it's hilarious to watch a genuinely stupid man get together with his team of also genuinely stupid people to be like, how do we make this work? I can't blame Israel too hard, but it's just they've lashed out violently at a facility because of all the stuff that's going on in the Middle East. Who started it, man? And then the rest is even funnier. A relatively small section of the whole has been hit. The United States knew nothing about this particular attack. No, definitely, man. Yeah, Israel blew up the gas fields, and the American government knew nothing of it. Okay? Knew nothing about this particular attack, and the country of Qatar was in no way, shape, or form involved with it, nor did it have any idea that it was gonna happen. Unfortunately, Iran did not know this. Unfortunately, Iran didn't know this. Iran mistook the Israeli-American bombing campaign on the gas fields as the Israeli-American bombing campaign on the gas fields and retaliated. Unfortunately, Iran didn't know this either. Everyone is uninvolved. This is a totally random happenstance. Totally random. Israel just violently lashed out, and then Iran didn't know who was responsible, so they also lashed back at the oil fields. It's clearly not true, and it looks really bad for his admin if it is true. Just the worst statement ever. No, it's one of those incidents where, like, you know how I used to always say I feel kind of bad for like Israel defenders because it's like impossible to defend Israel. This is that moment, right? I mean, I don't actually feel bad for Zionists who get paid to defend Israel, but do you see what I mean? It's like impossible to defend Israel. So if your job is to do PR for the apartheid, the genocidal apartheid state, the Zionist entity, you're going to have a hard time. You're always going to look like a fucking idiot. And the best case scenario for this PR is going to make you look like a buffoon. Obviously, the truth is America did know that Israel was going to do this and said yes because they're fucking morons. But it's awesome. It's awesome that Donald Trump tried to throw Israel under the bus here, but did so in the worst way possible. Anyway, unjustifiable. So yeah, Iran didn't know this, and any of the pertinent facts pertaining to the South. You can feel how sweaty his thumbs were when typing this out, by the way. Or any pertinent facts pertaining to the South Pars attack and unjustifiably and unfairly attacked a portion of Qatar's LNG gas facility. No more attacks will be made by Israel pertaining to this extremely important and valuable South Pars field unless Iran unwisely decides to attack a very innocent, in this case, Qatar. Very innocent, in this case, Qatar, in which instance the United States of America, with or without the help or consent of Israel, will massively blow up the entirety of the South Pars gas field at an amount of strength and power that Iran has never seen or witnessed before. Now, understand something. This part doesn't match up with this threat. Because guess what? You are writing many people are saying, the most anxiously typed Truth Social post imaginable, because Iran got struck and then retaliated. So if your threat, okay, if your threat in this instance is we'll blow it up even harder, well, then they have nothing to lose, don't you think? Because this is how escalation works. You escalate and then they escalate, okay? So if you're shitting your fucking pants because Israel, without your knowledge, struck first on the Iranian gas fields, and then Iran retaliated, and it caused you to panic so hard that you wrote this entire thing, this threat doesn't make any sense. You can't just be like, Israel really fucked up by striking this gas field, and then Iran didn't know any better, so they struck back. But if Iran does it again, we'll blow it up even harder. It doesn't make sense. Then, okay, you blow up the gas fields, Iran will literally nuke the entire energy production in the region. Like, this logically doesn't make sense. Okay? Also, it's pretty funny where he's like, without the consent of Israel. What do you mean? Why the fuck do we care about the consent of Israel? You goddamn dog. You're the American president. Act like it. Anyway, will massively blow up the entirety of the South Park gas field in an amount of strength and power Iran has never seen before. He's like a child. I do not want to authorize this level of violence and destruction because of the long-term implications that it will have on the future of Iran. But if Qatar LNG is attacked again, I will not hesitate to do so. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump. Military genius, dude. Yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if infrastructure like this gets blown up as of this moment, it will take at least a decade to recover from this war. And the truth is that the world's energy picture has probably changed forever, which is true. This single facility produced roughly 20% of global LNG supply, and as of 2011 had taken $70 billion to build. It took 14 years to build this fucking facility, apparently. 14 years. One of the most sophisticated gas facilities on the planet. What makes this even worse is that Iran's strike on this was retaliation after Israel attacked the South Pars gas field, which draws from the same natural gas reservoir, which is the world's largest by far. That's what's so crazy about this. So if Iran didn't even retaliate, that still actually harms the Qatari interests. So they're getting double fucked in this circumstance. Qatar is getting fucked twice. First, when Israel strikes the same gas field, okay, just on the other side of not the coastline, but like it's basically pieced up half and half almost between Qatar and Iran, right? So Qatar is getting it from both ends, first by Israel, then by Iran. Heck, on the list of the 25 largest natural gas fields, this single reservoir holds roughly 40% of their combined recoverable reserves and is nearly 6 times bigger than the second biggest field in the world. And unlike many of the others on the list, it's only at 10% depletion, meaning 90% of the gas is still there. Which means that probably for many years, a huge share of the gas from the world's largest reservoir simply won't be extractable. As infrastructure on both sides, Qatar's and Iran's, has now been blown up. From a global energy supply perspective, we're deep in the worst case scenario territory. I voted for this. I voted to perish the world's largest natural gas reserves. Yeah, also, that was really funny because Trump literally threatens in that Truth Social post to blow up Qatar's gas field to defend Qatar's gas field. Like, none of this makes sense. It's so obviously just a panic tweet late in the night. Incredible, dude. Actually incredible. Where are the nothing ever happens guys? Where are they? I need to hear from them. Satan Yahoo live and addressing everything.
And I think in the final account, as I said, it's up to the Iranian people to show that.
Fucking idiot, moment, dude. Yeah, get fucked.
We can create the conditions, but they have to.
He's still like, come on, Iranians, do something. Why won't you do a revolution now, please? Please, Come on, we fucked up.
You can't do it only for
Also, I love addressing the Iranians in Iran in fucking English. I love addressing the beautiful Iranian people in Iran that are going to rise up in fucking English. Know who this audience, you're the audience for this. Okay, well, not you, but like Trump is the audience for this. This is the audience for this is not the Iranian people, okay, who I don't think have had access to internet for the last 19 days regardless.
For a transitional government, a democratic transitional government, or a moderate transitional government. I hope that it comes to being. I think it's too early to say.
Next question from Richard Engel from NBC News.
Good to see you again.
Wait, why are they muting the Richard Engels question? You think someone fucking punched him in the mouth and that's why his lip looks busted? You think he's dead? He's alive? Yeah, guys. Oh my God.
Well, I
yes,
think we
he's
have
alive.
concrete goals, how to do it, how to end it. We want to, as I said, decimate the ballistic missile program, which we're doing. Decimate the
well, Netanyahu speaks about Iran not having missiles. Iran has fired a few towards the north.
I think that those are goals that are achievable, but I'm not going to put a schedule or a stopwatch on it. I think we have goals.
Yeah, I think they mute the questions because they are worried that someone might ask a pretty bad one.
This canard,
something like that.
That we drag the United States into it is not just a canard. It's ridiculous.
A canard. He's saying tropes. He's saying, oh, guys, the thing that I came out and sweatily revealed on the first day of us striking Iran. Yeah, that's a canard. That's an anti-Semitic canard.
In not acting. What do you think would have happened if America did not act now? Just imagine what would have happened. In a few months' time, no more than a year.
What would have happened? None of the awfulness that has taken place so far, actually. It would have been awesome. Things would have been so much better. The world would not be collapsing.
Missiles that can hit Chicago and New York and Florida and Texas and California. Oh, but they don't have it yet. That's what people said. Right, let's wait. Well, just let them do it.
I mean, he's a demonic guy, but I've also never really seen him this frazzled either. Like, he also seems shook. He's fucking crashing out.
To prevent them from doing it and to just decimate these industries and perhaps achieve this transitional government in Iran. So you'd sit back and you say, well, it's not going to happen in the next Thursday, so let's not act. I tell you that there's enormous risk in not acting, much greater risk than acting. And if you think that the oil markets are in trouble today, think of Iran with nuclear weapons and the means to deliver them. Then think of the blackmail that you would endure.
I didn't exactly ask, however.
Okay, we're going to go to the next question.
No, I think it's only fair enough. This is a serious subject.
What is the question?
One question for,
Yeah, go ahead.
Alpha.
Go ahead.
We don't have a lot of time.
That's,
I don't, this is the war.
go ahead, ask.
Of course, but you have colleagues that want to ask questions.
There are oil
Go ahead, ask.
burning. Gas prices are going up. The war is popular here in Israel. Is not popular with many Americans.
Dude is on a like the most evil human being since Hitler. I mean, there's a lot of Hitlers. Like, I think Trump is also one of those guys, right? Like, it's not just
Well, we
Benjamin
have
Netanyahu.
achievable goals, and I'm not going to
Like, Big Yahoo is not the only Hitlerite out, okay? Make no mistake. I would say that America has its own legion of Hitlers as well, okay? Big Yahoo is just like one of the more visible and one of the more annoying ones.
I think, and Americans understand this very well because we're real partners. I think that what has to be done is to have alternative routes.
I don't know why I love calling him Big Yahoo.
The choke points of the Hormuz Straits and the Bab el-Mandeb Straits, in order to have the flow of oil, just have oil pipelines, gas pipelines, going west through the Arabian Peninsula, right up to Israel, right up to our Mediterranean ports, and you've just done away with the choke points for forever. That is definitely possible. So I see that as a real change that will follow this this war. But I also see this war ending a lot faster than people think.
First of all, I just want to say
you
I'm
have
alive and you're all
the more you have
witnesses.
to grit your teeth. Churchill said,
Oh, brother. Churchill
democracies
said.
suffer from the slumber of democracies, as he called it. And they only wake up, he said, they may wake up only when they hear the gong, the jarring gong of danger, is the way he put it. Well, you're hearing the jarring gong of danger. The jarring gong of danger is Iran gets nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles.
I think the entire world knows that Iran is a more stable actor than Israel. Iran doesn't have nukes, but should get nukes. That's my assessment for the record, so that the world is more stable. And Israel is infinitely more dangerous with the nukes that it currently has.
Danger in time. But leaders are tasked with the task of seeing danger in time and acting on it. And I hope that in time, people will see the wisdom and the courage of President Trump's decision and his leadership, and the fact that we're working together. America is not fighting
Yo,
for
the
Israel.
Netanyahu body double
America
doing
is
too
fighting
much?
with
Yeah,
Israel
Big
for a
Yahoo's
common
body
goal,
double's acting out.
to protect our future, to protect civilization against these barbarians.
Next question, one question, Guy Azriel from I-24 News.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Guy Azriel, I-24 News. President Trump said today he did not like the Israeli strike on the Iranian gas fields. My question to you, was the president aware of Israel striking that gas field? Did you approve it? And please, if you may, do you see any signs that the Iranian regime is collapsing? And what assurances do you give the Israeli public that if it does stand on its feet, we will not see another wave of a war with Iran in maybe 5 or 10 years?
Well, I'll say two things. Fact number one, Israel acted alone against the Slawiya gas compound. Fact number two, President Trump asked us to hold off on future attacks, and we're holding out. What do we see? What happens if are there any signs that the
First, Unit 8200 Barack Ravid literally said Israel and America did this joint strike together, by the way. So
But will I tell you?
too
will I
late
commit
now.
Right now that it's going to collapse. I can tell you that we're working to create the conditions for it to collapse. But it may survive. It may not. If it survives, it'll be a lot weaker. There's no comparison. It'll be at its weakest point, shorn of industries that it built over decades, death industries, shorn of many other capabilities that they have, and equipped with the experience, with the knowledge that if they try it again, they'll be hit again even harder. I cannot tell you of the technological developments that we are engaged in to anticipate this and other possibilities. But Israel has shown that it can do wondrous things. And in partnership with our American allies, we can do amazing things, amazing things. As Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, said, these are the two most amazing air forces in the world. It's the two most amazing intelligence services in the world. It has the capabilities to
joined at the hip.
confront these barbarians and to outstrip them, both in innovation.
Yeah, Big Yahoo's Big Yahoo's now saying, "Oh, they didn't know, and we won't do it again." The Israelis reply, "Trump knew. We're joined to the hip in this." Contrary to Trump's statements, senior Israeli and U.S. officials have said that the United States had prior knowledge of the Israeli strike and even approved it in an attempt to pressure Iran. After the Iranians retaliated against Qatar's gas fields, Trump is now changing course. Hey guys, how do you like the fucking fuel prices, by the way? Do you guys enjoy it? Because the real president of the United States of America, Big Yahoo, wanted you to suffer. Okay, remember that.
A lot.
And our little president, Donald Trump, allowed it to happen because he's a fucking bitch. Okay?
Volumes. I read most of them. He also wrote The Lessons of History. Very brief, 100-page book.
I like
In
walking.
which he said, well, history proves that, unfortunately and unhappily, Jesus Christ has no advantage over Genghis Khan. Because if you are strong enough, ruthless enough, powerful enough,
What the fuck is this guy talking
Overcome
about?
good.
Genghis Khan. Okay, dude, whatever. I'm bored of the president talking. I hate the president. I hate our real president. I hate our chud-ass real president, dude. He fucking sucks. Clearly a better president than ours, though, because he does have free healthcare for his citizens. Not us, of course. Anyway, our response to Israel's attack on our infrastructure employed fraction of our power. The only reason for restraint was requested the escalation. Zero restraint of our infrastructure